Hello, ghouls and goblins. I'm Kiki, your guide through the foggy nights of history. Today, we are exploring the haunted halls of one of the most mysterious and beloved nights of the year, Halloween! Today, we are diving deep into the chilling origins of Halloween. It's that time of year where we carve out pumpkins, dress up in costumes, and eat way too much candy. But where did all these traditions come from? Let's go back in time, way before trick-or-treating and candy corn. Our first stop is over 2,000 years ago to the ancient Celts. They celebrated a festival called Samhain. Samhain marked the end of the harvest and the beginning of winter. They believed at this time the veil between the living and the dead was at its thinnest. On October 31st, the Celts believed that spirits roamed the earth. To protect themselves, they wore costumes to disguise and confuse the ghosts and also lit bonfires. That's right, they wore costumes to scare off the dead. If you think your vampire outfit is spooky, try wearing a costume to scare off actual spirits. They would also leave food outside their homes to the wandering spirits, an ancient precursor to trick-or-treating. So can you imagine leaving out food for ghosts and not children in costumes? Fast forward a few centuries and here come the Romans. Once the Romans invaded Celtic territories, they blended a lot of their traditions with Samhain. For example, they celebrated Feralia, where they honoured the dead, and Pomona, where they celebrated the goddess of fruit and trees. That's where apples come in. Have you ever bobbed an apple at a Halloween party? Well, you can thank the Romans for that fruity little game. Now let's talk about how Halloween got its name. As Christianity spread, the church wasn't too keen on the festival Samhain, so they wanted to make some changes. In the 7th century, Pope Gregory III declared November the 1st All Saints' Day, or All Hallows' Day, to honour martyrs and saints. So the night before became All Hallows Eve. Does that sound familiar? Well, over time, All Hallows Eve morphed into Halloween, the name we know today. Although the church tried really hard to reframe the holiday, a lot of the old traditions survived. Bonfires, costumes, and the idea of ghosts lurking around on the 31st, they all stuck around. We just could not shake off our spooky roots. So what about Halloween in the United States? When did it become this big candy-fueled holiday? Well, in the 19th century, when Irish and Scottish immigrants came over to America, they brought a lot of Halloween customs with them. They used to carve out turnips and turn them into lanterns to ward off spirits. But when they came to America, they saw these big, bright pumpkins and thought they were perfect for carving. So eventually, people started carving pumpkins instead of turnips. Trick-or-treating as we know it didn't really take off until the 1920s and 1930s. Before then, it was more of a mischief night where people used to prank each other a lot. As the holiday became more commercialized, candy companies saw an opportunity, and well, the rest is sweet, sugary history. Today, Halloween has spread across the globe, with lots of countries adding their own spooky twists. In Mexico, we have Dias de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, where they honor and celebrate loved deceased ones. And in Japan, they throw big costume parties and have parades. So, whether you are lighting a candle for a loved one or wearing a zombie costume, we are all connected through ancient traditions that have evolved thousands of years. Before we wrap up, let's hit you with some fun Halloween facts. Did you know in America, Halloween is the second most commercialized holiday after Christmas? Americans spend over $9 billion on candy, costumes, and decorations. The largest pumpkin ever grown weighed over 2,700 pounds. Wow, that's the size of a small car. Can you imagine carving that monster out? And here's one for dog lovers. Over 20% of pet owners dress up their pets for Halloween. That's a lot of spooky pooches. So there you have it, folks, the haunting history of Halloween. From ancient Celtic rituals to the candy-fueled extravaganza we know today. Thank you for joining me on this spooky journey. So, whether you're carving out a pumpkin, dressing up in costume, or eating lots of candy, remember, you are participating in a tradition thousands of years in the making. Thank you for listening. This is Kiki, and until next time, bye.